Thank you, Chris. This is the Kingdome in Seattle. It's the home of the Seahawks, and 65,000 fans are here tonight to watch Seattle and the Raiders, as well as a pair of the game superstars, Bo Jackson and Steve Largent. For 14 years, opponents have tried to corral the Seahawks' Steve Largent, but he's always been able to jump the fence. Last week against the Bengals, Largent struck again with his 100th touchdown reception of his career and added yet another milestone. As he prepares to ride off into the sunset, he leaves a trail of records and accomplishments unmatched by any player in the history of the game. For 3 decades, they've been a band of outlaws, and proud of it. The hired guns who would take any job and get it done. The most feared Raider is a man named Bo. Legend has it he strides into town, dons a new disguise, then strikes from any place at any time. The Seahawks have already been to the OK Corral and came away seriously wounded. Run out of the playoff race they've suffered through the season, failing to defend their AFC West crown. Though the gun was loaded, too often the Seahawks fired blanks. Reduced to spoilers, the Seahawks hurt the Bengals' playoff chances last week. And tonight, they take dead aim at the Raiders as two old rivals prepare to duel in an AFC West shootout. The Kingdome in Seattle sold out for the Seahawks against the Raiders. For the Raiders, the road to the playoffs is simple. Win the last 2 games, earn a wild card spot, and get the home field advantage for the wild card game. Good evening, everybody. Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann, and welcome to Seattle. Art Shell, the Raiders coach, said he is very pleased with his team with one exception. He needs better play out of his quarterback.
He really does, and the thing is he's been in and out with quarterbacks. Schrader played for a while. Berline is playing now. The thing about Berline is it is only his 14th start. Now, you got to remember, he's almost like a rookie in the game. He's back healthy, and he's playing better. Look for the Raiders to come out tonight, try and play their vertical game, move the ball down the field, but they certainly don't want to let this crowd into the game early, so they may be a little bit cautious.
2 weeks ago, Seattle was left for dead at 4-8, but Chuck Knox teams have never run for the bus, and they have come back the last 2 weeks with big wins.
They really have, and the key to their victories has been David Craig. Now, here's a guy who had to be sat down a few weeks ago. David Craig has had a history. They sit him down, they give him a chance to take a look at the game from a different perspective, then all of a sudden he comes back and he starts to play good football. He's played good over the last 2 weeks. They need David Craig to get on one of his streaks and finish out the season strong.
Chuck Knox in his 7th year in Seattle. He has been the coach for the club's only 4 playoff appearances in team history. He has never had a losing season here. Art Shell has turned the Raiders around 1-3 when he took over. They have won 7 of 10, including their last 3. Interesting talking to Art Shell last night, Joe. He is somebody who really listens to people. He would rather listen than talk because you learn a lot more.
Yeah, and he never says anything very loud. You sit there and, you know, you hang on every word. You know that he's going to make a point. I could see him as a coach standing up in front of a meeting, and if the players were making noise, all of a sudden when he started to open his mouth, everything would go dead silence because of the respect the players have for him.
Here's the coin toss. Red cashing the referee at midfield. One thing Shell said Friday's practice, he got on his team a little bit because they weren't practicing the way he wanted. I would not want to be in the same room if Art Shell was man.
Yeah, and you know the thing is, Mike, is I don't think he would embarrass you by yelling and screaming and going into tirades like some coaches might. Just a look that he might give you might make you feel self-conscious and say, God, I hope he doesn't look at me again like that.
Shell also said he's finally getting some leadership from his ball club. They are going to younger members of the team and saying, Coach doesn't want it that way. Coach wants it this way. So he's got leaders on the field now from this veteran club.
That's what every coach seeks. They want the players to take control of the game. All they want to do is monitor the emotions. They want to make substitutions. They want to make critical calls on downs. They don't want to handle the tempo of their ball club. They want it done by the guys in the locker room.
65,000 here tonight, and this is literally the loudest place I have ever been for a football game. And the Raiders have mentioned it. You played here before.
Absolutely. When you're wearing the wrong color uniform in this stadium, and you go down on the field, and that crowd gets going, you can literally forget about calling signals. You just hope everybody's on the same wavelength with you.
Seattle won the toss. They will receive here in the opening half. Jeff Jager preparing to kick it off, the free agent out of the University of Washington, second-year player. Here the deep men, David Hollis, 25, Elroy Harris, 33. James Jefferson had been returning kicks and was fourth in the conference, but he fumbled against San Diego and became tentative since then, and they took him off the kickoff team. And the Raiders have certainly covered kicks very well on special teams. And one guy to watch for on special teams, Van McElroy, back with the Raiders and volunteered to play on special teams, and he's a crazy man out there.
When issues of agility and precision take on special urgency, we recommend the BMW 5 Series. Its unparalleled defense system is designed to help you emerge unscathed from a hostile world.
Bring it right on over here. Are you the one who put these away? Oh, yeah, put them away.
Look at the angel up on top.
Move with it. This is it. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
When you gather round for the holidays, there's no better beer to have around than Michelob. Look for our tree at your store and have a happy holiday.
Sarah, keep an eye on your brother.
No matter what size your business, no matter what size the job, Konica copiers are ready. Konica, capturing the imagination.
Picture yourself. Hey, I was gonna pack that shirt. With the style that comes through. Picture yourself. Picture yourself. Maybe I'll just pack. Picture yourself in that you. Using.
Subway bakes my bread up fresh, and that's my way. My way. I get a combo seafood club the best way. My way. Subway. You leave my sub in front of me, just the way it ought to be. It's fresh, it's hot, I know I got it. My way. Subway. My way. Subway.
Get a hot deal on a foot-long meatball sub with melted cheese for only $2.49, only at Subway.
I was a little concerned because I have a nice car, but they have 10 years experience and fixed my windshield right.
It was just so easy doing business with Novus.
I went to their downtown location on my lunch hour. The job was completed in 30 minutes and I was back to the office.
They treated my car right and they treated me right. I'll go back to Novus.
I was surprised they could fix it, but my windshield looks great now. I'd recommend Novus to anyone. It beats replacing a windshield.
It's the challenge you won't want to miss. Bayside Toyota Truck Center challenges Seattle's #1 volume dealer, Bayside Chevrolet, to an all-out competition for truck sales. All trucks, Toyota, And Chevrolet are priced to sell. Like this Toyota or Chevy pickup starting at $69.99, your choice. Toyota or Chevy. Shop and compare. You'll be the winner. Bayside Toyota Truck Center, downtown 9th Avenue North between Westlake and Broad. Or Bayside Chevrolet at 8.
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows tennis?
No. Bo knows weights.
Bo, you don't know diddly.
What's your first priority? Miss Crowley.
Well, I'm assuming there's product in the pipeline, so...
Assuming, Miss Crowley. Unfortunately, assuming doesn't feed the bulldog.
The top business schools prepare you for every eventuality you will ever encounter in the business world, except one, business travel. We've got that one covered. United. Come fly the friendly
How
skies.
can Miss Crowley's three-person sales force stay on top of her far-flung enterprise?
In the realm of expensive motor cars, no amount of leather, wood, or paint, no matter how refined, no matter how polished, can distinguish one from another. In the end, what matters is the car beneath the luxury. And never before has anyone built a car that performs quite like the BMW 7 Series. Not even BMW.
The network that brings you Sunday Night NFL gives you another reason to cheer, beginning in 1990. Season-long coverage of Major League Baseball on ESPN.
Mount Pilchuck Ski and Sports door number 2 is something to behold. An entire store dedicated to the best values and selection in ski wear. All from the very best manufacturers. Door number 2 has an unbelievable collection of ski wear for the entire family. Come to the mountain, Mount Pilchuck Ski and Sport, and door number 2, 10822 Highway 99, South Everett.
The Northwest is growing, bigger, faster. It's that growth and the way we deal with it that worries the people who love it here. Well, that's why King 5 News has developed a home team agenda, a daily news priority that regularly focuses on growth, the environment, education, and people at risk. They're stories that, in a very real way, affect the future of every one of us. That's why they're stories you'll see every day on King 5 News, the home team.
Winter driving in the West, it's very real and can happen at any time. No matter what your traction needs are, getting there to having fun, look to the sign that looks out for you. Les Schwab, all seasons and traction radials, our best selection ever. And if you drive a pickup, van, or RV, an exciting new lineup for winter. New tread designs, your favorite names like Wild Country, Open Country, Pathfinders, Trail Diggers, Broncos. Winter driving, it starts here at the Les Schwab sign.
The most prestigious award in football, acknowledging the one player whose gifts have graced both the field and the community. An award won only by the likes of Unitas, Lanier, Dawson, and Theismann, players whose civic awareness made them community leaders as well as football legends. It's the Travelers NFL Man of the Year.
It was truly a great honor to be chosen as the most valuable player in Super Bowl 23. But I have come to know that there are a lot of people who are the most valuable players in their community. Here in San Francisco, there's a critical need for professional daycare services. And for all of you who give to the United Way, you are the MVPs, the most valuable people in San Francisco. The United Way, it brings out the best in all of us.
This message furnished by the National Football League.
For those considering a Toyota Camry, some revealing news. There's another 5-passenger sedan with front-wheel drive, fuel-injected engine, roomier trunk, and it's $1,200 less than the Toyota Camry. In fact, this German-engineered 1990 Volkswagen Jetta GL, including its new features, costs less than last year. So stop tearing your hair out about new car prices. It's time to think about Volkswagen again.
Like a lot of business people, I thought all insurance companies were the same. Believe me, there's a world of difference out there. I know, because thanks to the Hartford, we survived the kind of fire that would have wiped out most companies. But with the Hartford's people behind my business, we met payroll, we got back on our feet. So please, don't tell me all insurance companies are the same. They're not.
When you need us most, we're at our best. The Hartford.
Panasonic presents the Smooth Operators. The Smooth Operators are cordless rechargeable razors that shave remarkably close, either wet or dry. It takes a smooth operator to unite the old-fashioned closeness of a warm, wet shave with the convenience and no-nick comfort of an electric. Don't try this with any plugged-in razor. Smooth Operator wet-dry razors from Panasonic. Smoother than you ever thought you'd be.
Teamwork. For 35 years at Harris Ford and Linwood, teamwork has meant assembling the best possible combination of people and product. For you, that means a daily selection of over $7 million in new Fords and quality used inventory. It means service 6 days a week. It means making customers winners by fitting their needs, wants, and budgets together. So if you're new to the Northwest, find out what your neighbors have known for 35 years. Harris Ford, 200th and Highway 99, Linwood.
You wouldn't be caught barefoot in the ice and snow, now would you? Of course not. Yet many people will be caught without proper traction tires on their vehicle. Your neighborhood Big O Tire store has the answer. Mud and snow tires with deep, aggressive treads to help you get safely through the ice and snow. And with over 260 stores, Big O gives you the best products at the best prices. So don't get stuck in the snow. Get to Big O Tires, your winter tire headquarters.
Given the dedication of Stevens Memorial Hospital to this community, it's no wonder that nearly 80% of Stevens employees are your neighbors, working with you, playing with you, caring for you. For 25 years, Stevens has provided compassionate health care, and as technology has advanced, Stevens has advanced, with you every step of the way. Stevens Memorial Hospital, quality service for a growing community.
Challenge has been made. Watch some of the world's greatest athletes swim, bike, and run as they answer the challenge of the Bud Light U.S. Triathlon Championship Series in Hilton Head, Sunday, December 31st at 1:30 p.m. on ESPN. Don't miss this invitation-only championship event.
For those considering a Toyota Camry, some revealing news. There's another 5-passenger sedan with front-wheel drive, fuel-injected engine, roomier trunk, and it's $1,200 less than the Toyota Camry. In fact, this German-engineered 1990 Volkswagen Jetta GL, including its new features, costs less than last year. So stop tearing your hair out about new car prices. It's time to think about Volkswagen again.
Now the final chapter, students, in Bosworth's book of etiquette, personal hygiene. I suggest the maximum protection of Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette. Antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Get the new Olympus Infinity Zoom 200. The zoom camera that significantly reduces red eye.
ESPN continues its commitment to bringing you the best fighters in the game with the WBO Light Heavyweight Championship. Michael Moorer faces Mike Cedillo in a Friday night special, live on ESPN.
Rohrbox, A-America will be the largest furniture dealer on the West Coast. Why? 3 reasons. No monthly payments for a half year, no cash down, and the guaranteed lowest prices anywhere. Fill your house with fine furniture at 20 to 50% below department store prices. This weekend from Rohrbox Furniture, where you pay nothing for a half year with no cash down and guaranteed lowest prices. That's Rohrbox A America Furniture in Tukwila and the Oak Barns in Linwood and Federal Way.
Their prices were the lowest, so that's why we came back here.
We were amazed at how inexpensive. It's over
$100?
$100 less than any place else. Couldn't find a better deal.
They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Being able to trust the guy that I'm dealing with.
And then knowing what they're talking about.
I just wouldn't go anywhere else anymore. I'll still comparison shop to make sure you stay honest always.
To offer a competitive price, a reasonable offer, day after day, yet receive the highest award achievable in customer satisfaction. In today's competitive automotive world, believe me, that is a very rare combination. Ladies and gentlemen, Doxon Toyota proudly accepts the Toyota Touch President's Award because it is voted on by our most valuable asset, you, our customer. Doxon Toyota of Auburn, a part of the Doxon Motors Corporation.
Michael, thank you very much. The penultimate weekend in the National Football League, if I may be so bold, and 3 teams had a chance today to settle conferences, to know that they were going into the playoffs as conference champs if they won. None of them could do that. Let's go around the NFL for week number 15. One of those teams looks like one of Santa's elves. Jerry Burns, Minnesota Vikings. They win at Cleveland. They're in the playoffs as NFC Central champs. Herschel ran for a 26-yard touchdown, but we went to overtime at 17-all. On 3rd down, 32-yard field goal. No, Mike Pagel to linebacker Van Waiters. Browns in their 4th overtime game this year finally win one, 23-17. Hot seat for the Bengals. They've got to win to stay alive. At home in the jungle against Houston. 31 points in the first half, 30 points in the second half. Boomer Esiason, 4 touchdown passes. Onside kick for the Bengals, up 45-0. They shake, rattle, and rolled the Oilers, 61-7. At Pittsburgh, referee Tom Dooley had a workout today as wind chill all over. In the Northeast, in single digits or lower. Louis Lidlow raised the temperature at Three Rivers against the Patriots with a touchdown. As the Steelers win big 28-10, they're 8-7 and still alive. A hairy situation for Miami and Indianapolis. Both teams needed to win, but the Colts got it done. Jack Trudeau, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 touchdown passes. Colts win next week. They're in the playoffs. They beat Miami 42-13. A Haight-Ashbury Santa at Kansas City. Chiefs blew a 13-0 lead to the Chargers. Chargers lead at 20-13. Chiefs trying to tie it. But with seconds to go, Roy Bennett picks off Steve DeBerg. Chargers sweep the Chiefs, winning 20-13. Lindy embodies Green Bay Packers. Watch the Bears' Brad Colonel Mustard do it in the conservatory with the lead pipe. And the Bears lead at 30-28. But on 4th down, the Packers and the Cheeseheads, Mikowski, they win 40-28. Tampa Bay at Detroit, Billy Sims congratulating Barry Sanders, new Detroit rushing record for rookies. Jason Phillips caught 10 passes from Bob Galliano today. The Lions, Juggernaut Lions, 4 in a row, they win 33-7. Cold in Atlanta. The Skins were cold, but trailing 27-10, Mark Rippon and company came back from behind, winning 31-30, but the Skins eliminated from the playoff hunt. The Jets at the LA Rams. Jim Everett and company racking up over more than 400 yards in total offense. Everett flips one to Flipper Anderson. You got to know that pair very well a couple of weeks ago. The Rams big over Walton and the Jets, 38-14. Joe Montana didn't play for the Niners. Niners trailed 3-0 against Buffalo at the half, but Steve Young to Jerry Rice. And the defense of the Niners picked off Jim Kelly 3 times. Chet Brooks makes the INT. The Bills could have won a division, but they lose it to the Niners, 21-10. And now Buffalo knows they won't host the playoff game. 3 weeks ago, it looked like they would host at least one. Now they won't host at all. They got to beat the Jets to get in. Seahawks and Raiders thinking playoffs. At the half, Seahawks 13, Raiders 3. We'll be back.
It's the challenge you won't want to miss. Bayside Chevrolet challenges Seattle's #1 volume dealer, Bayside Toyota, to an all-out competition for car sales. All cars, Chevrolet, And Toyota are priced to sell, like this Geo Metro or Toyota Tercel, starting at $69.98, your choice. Metro or Tercel. Shop and compare. You'll be the winner, Chevrolet or Toyota. Bayside Chevrolet, 8th and Westlake downtown, and 5 blocks north, Bayside Toyota between Westlake and Broad.
The Northwest is growing, bigger, faster. It's that growth and the way we deal with it that worries the people who love it here. Well, that's why King 5 News has developed a home team agenda, a daily news priority that regularly focuses on growth, the environment, education, and people at risk. They're stories that in a very real way affect the future of every one of us. That's why they're stories you'll see every day on King 5 News, the home team.
For those who hate to leave the comfort of their own home for anything, even eating, Skipper's Takeout is the handiest thing going. Order our hand-filleted fish, shrimp, clams, or oysters, refreshing seafood salads, or a tasty Skipper's Fish Fillet sandwich. And for a limited time, with every meal you take out, you get a cup of our famous clam chowder, absolutely free. Skipper's Seafood. Enjoy it in the privacy of your own home.
When Steve Spurrier leads Duke against Texas Tech at the All-American Bowl. Penn State's Blair Thomas and BYU's Ty Detmer set off an offensive explosion at the SeaWorld Holiday Bowl. And surging Clemson tries to shut down Major Harris and West Virginia at the Mazda Gator Bowl. The sight, sounds, and spectacle of Bowl Week is live on ESPN.
So many times a football player isn't really prepared mentally for the time when he must step away from the game that he loves. Dan Dornick, running back for both the Seattle Seahawks and the New York Giants, not only planned for his future, but now he finds that it's paying off. Jeff Kay has more.
Medical school is one of the most difficult and demanding disciplines known to modern man. Professional football isn't exactly a walk in the park either. So when one man can handle both in the same lifetime, he's obviously someone special. Such a man is former Seattle Seahawk fullback Dan Dornick.
My goal really was to become a doctor, and that in itself is not that easy because there are a lot of applicants to medical schools that are smart, maybe even smarter than I was. But I enjoyed playing college football, and I thought that I'd give professional football a try, having no idea that I'd make it. And I was never a big, strong fullback kind of guy, and that was my position. I was more of a smaller technique player, usually about as strong as some of the wide receivers maybe, and not as strong as the rest of the running backs. So the success I had in football a lot was due to the fact that I studied a lot. And most people don't realize that playing professional football is maybe 50 or 40% physical and the rest mental.
In professional football, mental mistakes can be costly. But in Dan Dornick's current line of work, they can be fatal. Conversely, a proper diagnosis can quite literally save someone's life.
Hi. Hello. How are we doing today?
Pretty good.
Good. You look a lot better.
Thank you. I do feel better.
Oh, we got you eating today, too?
Uh-huh.
It's nice when you can find out exactly what's going on. And somebody that was going to die, if you didn't figure it out and looked like they were going to die when I saw her initially. Just take some breaths for me. It was real satisfying, and she was grateful, too, that I was able to find out what was going on. You can fake your way through medical school and do your work and be an okay student, but in my way of thinking and in my competitive nature, I try to learn as much as I can. And I think when I was playing professional football, I paid attention to the details, made sure I hustled as much as I could, made sure I was in good shape. And in training to be a doctor, I sort of put the same effort and discipline into it. I make sure that I study a lot, and I think I put more time in than a lot of people, and try to pay a little more attention to details. I think that playing professional football helped me that way through the discipline aspect of it.
For example, in the 1984 AFC playoffs, Seattle's offensive game plan boiled down to this: give the ball to Dr. Dan until the LA Raiders figure out how to stop him.
And I remember being in my stance and looking up at Howie Long after we'd run this same play probably 15 or 20 times, and looking up and I winked at him and he winked back at me, knowing exactly where the play was going to go. and they couldn't stop it.
This run cemented a victory over the defending world champions, and Seahawk fans erupted in emotion, refusing to leave the stadium until their conquering heroes returned from the locker room to take a post-game bow. For a student of the game, the only thing better will be the day he completes his residency.
It's not going to be that kind of rush, but it's going to be just as satisfying because I think the time and effort that I put into this medical training has been even greater than the time I put into football. And so it's going to be just as satisfying when I'm finished here.
Hard worker on the field and obviously a hard worker off the field. As the song says, Doctor, Doctor, give me the news. Seahawks 13, Raiders 3.
For those hardy souls who brave the elements in search of the perfect tree, McDonald's has a treat just for you. For a short time, we're serving holiday chicken McNuggets with a festive orange sauce. There are also thick, rich eggnog milkshakes and cool peppermint sundaes. They're just our way of wishing you a joyous season.
Your holiday place, McDonald's.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
You'll never guess what we're baking for breakfast. It's made with whole oats, plus raisins, nuts, and spices. It's a cereal. New Oat Bake, a nutritious new oat cereal from Kellogg's. It's the only whole oat cereal that's baked, for a rich taste you won't find in any other oat cereal. New Kellogg's Oat Bake, the whole oat cereal with the crunchy baked taste.
This portion of halftime is brought to you by Acura. Experience an Acura, the most satisfying automobile in America 3 years in a row. We're at halftime at the Kingdome in Seattle. The Seahawks 13, the Raiders 3. Welcome back to Seattle, everybody. Mike Patrick and Joe Theismann, glad to have you with us on ESPN Sunday Night NFL. It's not just running and passing when it comes to two teams like this. It's what kind of passing, and two distinct styles here tonight.
Very distinct styles. The Seahawks, for example, are a team that really employ a horizontal passing game. We've heard about the vertical game of the Raiders, stretching it, but here you're going to see how the Seahawks use the horizontal game. They like to run the receivers in and flat. Here you'll see Scansey go across. They want to work back and forth across the field. They don't want to go up and down. They realize they're mismatched speed-wise. Scansey goes in and then out to the flat. That's the way you run the horizontal passing game. Now, defensively for the Seahawks, what they've done so well in the first half is they understand force and support. When this is Bo Jackson in the backfield, you'll see the linebacker and then Jefferson come up the field. One will get blocked. That means the other one gets to run Bo to the sidelines where his teammates can come over and pursue and make the tackle. This is a key for Seattle to contain Bo Jackson. There comes the support, and he allows it not to turn the corner, so winds up with all his guys tackling him.
The Raiders have always had a philosophy under Al Davis. You go for big plays. And I realize that every time you give the ball to Bo Jackson, it can be a big play. But they have not thrown the ball deep tonight.
It takes it out of what Art Shell told us. He needs big performance out of his quarterback. If you're pitching the ball to Bo Jackson, you're not giving your quarterback a chance to make big plays. What the Raiders have to do is they have to go back to what they've called quote-unquote Raider football. They've got to stretch that Seattle defense. Willie Gault and Mervin Fernandez have got to show up somehow in this second half, or else they may be playing next week in a real mess for a race.
13-3 at the half. The Seahawks over the Raiders, and we'll be back with the kickoff of the third quarter in just a moment.
The ultimate driving machine. What a luxury car should be. Engineered like no other car in the world. A car you can believe in. These days, it seems that every luxury automaker has some sort of impressive slogan. But there's one claim that makes all the others seem insignificant. A claim that no automaker but Acura is entitled to make. #1 in customer satisfaction, 3 years in a row.
It began as a game. It turned into a battle. And now, it's out of control. Bud Bowl 2, coming January 28th. This time, it's war.
You're looking sharp, you're looking good. You've come so far, and we know how to make the most of who you are. Father to son, it's what we've always done. Gillette.
The Gillette Actra Plus system and Gillette Foamy Shave Cream, together the best a man can get.
Morning, folks. This is Captain Neely. Appears we've got the friendly skies all to ourselves.
While most people are just getting up, one airline is off to over 200 business centers across the U.S. United.
Thanks for flying the friendly skies.
They predicted a gloomy year for everyone. But they didn't count on Mazda, with cars and trucks engineered to feel just right. Now Mazda is racing toward an all-time sales record, with record-setting deals that can get you $750 cash back on 89 Mazda trucks now. So come get a record-setting deal at the Mazda Race to the Record. At your local Mazda dealer now.
Most people don't think about high efficiency till it's too late. But if your home doesn't have an efficient Heil furnace, you could be throwing money right up the chimney. A Heil furnace keeps you warm without freezing the rest of your budget. Heil Home Heating Systems, the energy savers.
Thank you. And so, Mayor, these swiftly flowing currents create energy, which in turn creates power, which in turn brings electric light to every house in the valley.
That's very impressive, Calvin. Thank you, sir. But the contract calls for bringing Bud Light to the valley.
No wonder we're over budget.
Bud Light won't fill you up and never lets you down.
Which in turn keeps the Bud Light cold.
Because everything else is just a light.
Teamwork. For 35 years at Harris Ford and Linwood, teamwork has meant assembling the best possible combination of people and product. For you, that means a daily selection of over $7 million in new Fords and quality used inventory. It means service 6 days a week. It means making customers winners by fitting their needs, wants, and budgets together. So if you're new to the Northwest, find out what your neighbors have known for 35 years. Harris Ford, 200th and Highway 99, Linwood.
Mount Pilchuck Ski and Sports door number 2 is something to behold. An entire store dedicated to the best values and selection in ski wear, all from the very best manufacturers. Door number 2 has an unbelievable collection of ski wear for the entire family. Come to the mountain, Mount Pilchuck Ski and Sport, and door number 2, 10822 Highway 99, South Everett.
What do I do that you don't? Well, I take my car for more than an oil change. I get a full-service car care package. I get my tires checked, my interior vacuumed, and my windows washed. I also get my car's fluids filled, like my battery and my brake fluid. I even get my windshield washer filled. I don't make an appointment, and I get fast professional service. What do I do that you don't? I take my car to Grease Monkey.
For a 10-minute full-service car care package, visit any of our Puget Sound locations.
Let's bring on our next challenger.
I always had AT&T until I went on this game show. I won $300 worth of free phone calls from this other long-distance company. I'm all excited. And then they hook us up. Took longer to get through. I couldn't call all the places I could with AT&T. Some prize. Took trying somebody else to appreciate AT&T. At least we didn't have to pay to find out.
People who thought they could do better than AT&T are coming back for the real value. Aren't you glad you never left?
They predicted a gloomy year for everyone. But they didn't count on Mazda, with cars and trucks engineered to feel just right. Now Mazda is racing toward an all-time sales record, with record-setting deals that can save you up to $1,000 now. So come get a record-setting deal at the Mazda Race to the Record. At your local Mazda dealer now.
Hello, Tim Conway here to Counter Lodge. Say, are you a real general or just the head of a small country? General Germain's the name, and I really love it here to Counter Lodge. Well, it sure is good value. It ain't so much the value. It's the service. People. Well, that fella out there at the front desk even salutes me. And the rooms are outstanding. Yes, sir, outstanding. Why would I have to worry about money anyway? I work at the Pentagon. Don't play with the tank. Don't play with the tank.
Spend a night, not a fortune at Econo Lodge.
The network that brings you Sunday Night NFL gives you another reason to cheer, beginning in 1990. Season-long coverage of Major League Baseball on ESPN.
Rohrbox, A-America will be the largest furniture dealer on the West Coast. Why? 3 reasons. No monthly payments for a half year, no cash down, and the guaranteed lowest prices anywhere. Fill your house with fine furniture at 20 to 50% below department store prices. This weekend from Rohrbox Furniture, where you pay nothing for a half year, with no cash down and guaranteed lowest prices. That's Rohrbox A-America Furniture in Tukwila and the Oak Barns in Linwood and Federal Way.
Hi, I'm Marilyn Wilkins from North Seattle Chrysler Plymouth. Voyager continues to be America's #1 selling family wagon.
For the first time ever on the Voyager family, get financing low as 3.9%, rebates guaranteed up to $1,000 or 72-month financing. See North Seattle Chrysler Plymouth for details.
We have the largest selection of Voyagers and Grand Voyagers in the state. Come in and see for yourself. Value, quality, service, and integrity. North Seattle Chrysler Plymouth. And remember, they won't be on the
Financial serenity. To soar beyond the reach of worry. The Travelers gives 40 million Americans financial peace of mind, with secure new pathways toward growth and the overriding promise of insurance protection. The Travelers. You're better off under the umbrella.
Lately, Showtime's made some overinflated claims. They say they have big movies, but it's really HBO that has 8 out of 10 of the year's top films. Hits like Rain Man, Coming to America, The Naked Gun. Movies you just won't see on Showtime. And you won't see Mike Tyson on Showtime either, because HBO's got him, along with nearly twice as many original programs. So considering all the facts, nobody brings it home like HBO.
They predicted a gloomy year for everyone. But they didn't count on Mazda, with cars and trucks engineered to feel just right. Now Mazda is racing toward an all-time sales record, with record-setting deals that can get you $750 cash back on 89 Mazda trucks now. So come get a record-setting deal at the Mazda Race to the Record. At your local Mazda dealer now.
Designers. How do they think we engineers feel about the way they've changed our Mercedes 300E? Sleeker lines, new soft leather, more rich wood, very elegant. But we spent years making the 300E the engineering leader. And now for 1990, it's all elegance? Designers.
Because kids won't sit still for more than half a second.
It's a little blurred, isn't it?
And because sometimes there's just not enough light.
Isn't that a little dark?
Fuji is introducing a new type of film.
You always bring extra film.
I forgot it.
Fuji.
What, film?
Super HD 400. A new, faster, fine-grained film for better pictures in almost any situation.
I thought you said Ryan never sat still.
He didn't.
Super HD 400.
So what happened?
Now, almost anyone can take a good picture.
I don't know.
Picture yourself
Katie Quick at 7B.
with a star that comes through. Picture yourself, picture yourself. Picture yourself in Vancouver's hand.
Make me feel so good. Make me feel so good.
The original, the shower massage by Teledyne Waterpick.
No matter what part of the West you live in, drive in, go to work in, take your kids to school in. Les Schwab says when it comes to traction, you want choice. This is why in all seasons alone, small car to large, Les Schwab gives you over 10 different tread designs, including today's new look and all seasons performance tires. When you need extra traction, it's studs, chains, and that Les Schwab exclusive Snowflex. For service, for selection, for warranty. Stop at the traction sign. Les Schwab.
I was driving down I-90 and all of a sudden, ding, there was this star in my windshield. Within a couple of days, I noticed the ding had started to spread. I saw a Novus ad. It sparked my curiosity. I took it into Novus, and within a matter of minutes, that ding was gone. My windshield did not have to be replaced. I'd certainly recommend it to a friend. So I'm quite grateful to Novus.
It's the season for giving, and Heritage Auto Center in Kirkland will be giving everyone a brighter Christmas because 54 brand new Fords and Toyotas are all $159 a month with $159 down. Cars, trucks, front-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, some with air, automatic, and more. But all 54 or $159 a month, your choice. Or no monthly payments till March 1990. And when you buy any new Ford or Toyota, we'll brighten a child's Christmas with a $100 donation in your name to the Kirkland Redmond Boys and Girls Club. 54 new cars and trucks, $159 a month, and $100 to the Kirkland Redmond Boys and Girls Club at Heritage Auto Center, where no second sticker really does.
Holiday greetings from Budweiser. The people who bring you Budweiser wish you and yours the very best of everything this holiday season.
High school is just like a memory because...
So I went.
Oh, yeah.
I went waiting to see Caroline, right?
No.
She wasn't there.
Every time I went to the prom, the girl was taller than me. I don't want to talk about it.
No, I said I'd like to find a dress. And she said, is this for your daughter or for your wife?
It's for my
wife! You know why we don't talk about women? You only talk about things you know about, right?
Levi's 100% cotton Dockers. If you're not wearing Dockers, you're just wearing pants.
Dog pile on John! Yeah!
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows tennis?
No. Bo knows weights.
Bo, you don't know diddly.
You'll never guess what we're baking for breakfast. It's made with whole oats, plus raisins, nuts, and spices. It's a cereal. New Oat Bake, a nutritious new oat cereal from Kellogg's. It's the only whole oat cereal that's baked, for a rich taste you won't find in any other oat cereal. New Kellogg's Oat Bake, the whole oat cereal with the crunchy baked taste.
Sunny skies and zero chance of rain through Sunday.
Good news. There's no snow on our forecast today.
Mercedes-Benz introduces Formatic. Outwitting the weather and the road with the most advanced all-wheel drive system ever put in a car. Formatic. It may just obsolete other all-wheel drive systems. Not to mention weather forecasts.
I said, put on some steaks and get the Queen a Bud Light.
For clean, fresh taste, one light outshines them all. Bud Light.
Henry, they're Pop-Tops.
Because everything else is just a light.
Coming up on SportsCenter, the Boz is back. Sort of. Brian Bosworth is our Sunday night conversation. The game is over, but the feud continues between the Oilers and the Bengals. Mike Shanahan says no to Kentucky. Now back to the game with Mike and Joe.